'Tis the season for everyone to be pulling out their shopping list and sharing their hauls for their brand new July start planners. Except for me, because I'm just over here racking up all the clearance planners that I can find. Stay tuned to find out how I plan on using these. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Tracy and I like to buy things on clearance. As you can see by the fact that I've gotten 3 planners here. I actually got 4, but we don't need to show ones that are duplicates. But yeah, I noticed that Archer and Olive had their 2026 planners reduced to $5. These planners are like $47 retail. So marked down to $5 is crazy. And you know, basically, all of my planners are out-of-date planners. I am using 2025 planners in 2026, so I don't mind a good old-fashioned outdated planner if I'm going to be saving a lot of money. So when I saw that these were $5, I jumped on it. I bought quite a few because I've never actually used an Archer and Olive planner, and they have some different binding styles that I really wanted to try out as well. So I'm going to share 3 of them with you today, and I'm going to chat a little bit about how I'm going to be using one of these now. So before we get to all of this, I do want to say I am an affiliate for Archer and Olive, which means that I have an affiliate link as well as a discount code. That discount code is AGWP. That will save you 10% off of your purchase, including this. Even though this is a sale item, you still get 10% off of that. So I'll make it $4.50. All right, so let's start with this guy first, because this is the biggest one. I want this one off the desk. So I wanted to try some different binding styles and different sizes. Now, there are only 2 cover options for the 2026 planners, and I did buy both of them. I mean, for $5, I mean, my goodness. So I wanted to try the wire O binding. I've had, spiral and stuff like that, but I feel like with the wire O, if this became annoying, I could probably clip it out, put it on disc or what have you. So I thought that was a really good option. So this is the Songbird cover. It's really, really pretty. Let me take this off because this is so large. I want you to be able to kind of see the general layout of this planner, which, like I said, I've never had an Archer and Olive planner before, so I'm kind of interested in the layout of this planner as well. Let's see. I don't see. Oh, they do have the specs on it. So it is 160 GSM. It's still your 192 pages, and it is 14 months of planner layouts. So you do have your title page. You still have your pretty inside cover. You have your calendar, you have your year at a glance, which, you can use for any year at a glance. And if you were using this next year, you can change this to an MTW, basically a Monday start, and it would be fine. So that would be an option, or you can just cover this up. Yeah. All right. And then this started in November 2025. So here is the layout. So it is a vertical layout with a vertical notes box here and then 2 horizontal boxes here for your Saturday and Sunday. So they do have separate Saturdays and Sundays. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do think there's some companies that'll split it, but a lot of them do now have the separate ones. But let's talk about redating purposes and things like that. Just because you might already have your planners for this year, you're satisfied for this year, but looking ahead for $5, now it's kind of early to start thinking about 2027. But if this is something that intrigues you, you're not going to get it for $5 later on in the year. But you can see, look how light that number is right there. And it's also really, really small. So you can easily just cover that up with a sticker. Honestly, with how light it is, you can probably just use a thicker like micron or something like that and write over it. I have done that before with other planners. So yeah, it's just that, every week is the same. You have a dot grid on the last page, and then you have your intro page with the calendar here, and then here is the monthly calendar. So the monthly calendar itself is fairly small. Again, it's a Sunday start. So for next year, you can easily change this to a Monday. And everything should line up. So it's going to be an easy change for 2027. And then you have plenty of room to either write additional notes or decorate. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Like I said, the paper is a plus. Let's see what's at the very end. So we do have a few dot grid pages. So we have, that's the one that's on the back of every week. But then we have 2 extra double-sided, and you have a pocket. So you do have a pocket on the plan or in the planners, plus your little band and your pen loop. So this is pretty much as far as you get everything that you would get in a journal, except for the ribbon bookmark. So that's pretty good. I'm kind of impressed. All right. So what was in the other box? So I only got one of the B5s with the wire O binding. I got this one. I also got this one in the other cover, but we're going to show the other cover in a minute. But I wanted the bound one as well. So it's going to be the same exact kind of setup and layout. I do want to see something with the bound versus the wire O. Okay, so this is something to think about. This is actually, the pages actually are bigger. The pages and the wire O are bigger. So these are both B5s, but the pages are bigger. You can see, and it's bigger because of this. So now I wish I would have gotten all wire O's. But if I keep it bound in the book, it's fine. But if you ever wanted to like take your book apart, which is something I experimented with about, a few weeks ago now, you can do that and put it on disc. This one would be a little bit harder than this one would be. So I do kind of just want to mention that this is a little bit larger than your average B5 just because they were making room for the wire O rings. So my guess is you have probably B5 like writing space. And with that said, let's look at the calendar to see how that differs. Yeah, you have plenty of space here. You have a lot of space here. A lot of my spiral bound planners, I'll pull out this guy. See how close everything is to, where is the monthly? That one's not that close, but it's definitely not that far away. So people that have a hard time writing with the coils, this actually might not be as much of a problem because it's a little bit further away. Like this one is a little bit closer, but it still isn't right up against it. So you do have a little bit of space. So that is nice. It's something to think about. Of course, with your binding, I feel like these, if you're a decorative planner, it's easy to get that like, kind of continuous decorating going from one page to the other because of the binding here. Plus, I like the way these actually look on the shelf. I think they're really, really pretty. So this is what this looks like. And then the backs of both of them are also decorated. Oh, this one does have a ribbon. So you do get the ribbon with the bound one. And you also get the little ampersand. So this is pretty much identical to how a journal would be. And then your pen loop. So yeah, that's exciting. So those are the B5s. And I had to get an A5. Now they have A5 and bound and wire O. I went with the wire O because I felt like the wire O would give me a little bit more flexibility. I learned recently, one of the reasons why I took apart my hemlock and oak is because I wanted the ability to fold over the planner. So I figured, let's go with the wire O. Plus, if I wanted to frankenplan, maybe I could do that with the pages here, even with the disc bound system. Maybe we'll try that out. We'll see. But yeah, so this is the A5. It's going to be the same exact setup, just on a smaller scale. Let's turn to like one of the newer months. All right, so March, there we go, 2026. So you can see it is fairly small, but it's about your typical A5 size boxes. And again, because it's wire O, my guess is this is probably a little bit bigger than an A5 standard. Oh no, I put that on the shelf wrong and just messed that up. Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit bigger than your A5 because this is the soft cover Archer and Olive. So yep, so it's a little bit bigger. And then this is how much space you have here. So definitely a little bit less space. So something to kind of just be aware of. But, you know, with the smaller space, you also have a smaller kind of area that it takes up on your desk. So it's kind of like give or take, give or take. I do lean toward the bigger planners, but I wanted to get an A5. And this is actually the one I think I'm going to use now. So yeah, I think I'm going to try the smaller one versus the larger one, because I think the larger one, I have a good thing going with like my catch-all planners and stuff like that. So and what I'm thinking about using this for, which we'll talk about in a moment, I think this will fit. If it doesn't, we'll just switch to a B5. I told you I bought several of them. All right, so let's kind of test some things out here. So this is November 2025. I'm November 2026 in here. So there's no reason for me to keep November 2025 in here. So the reason why I got the wire O is because they're really easy to remove the pages. You can actually open up the binding as well. I just saw it. Like right here, you can kind of see where you can pull it apart and, you know, get your pages out and things like that. I don't know if I want to do that right now. I think if I were to ever do that, it would be like when I decide what I want to do with what. Just because I think if you keep doing it, you might like lose the shape of the actual planner or what have you. But what you can do with the wire O is literally just put your scissors in between the two coils and like snip your pages out. Now y'all have seen me do this with the spiral. It's a lot easier with the wire O just because you can pretty much get like straight on, so they're not as slanted as like your cuts would be with a coil. Does that make sense? Just because you can actually get in here, you have more room. Okay. Oh, I missed one. That's what talking does. You miss them when you talk. Now, I might take out some of the... Did I miss another one? Oh my gosh. How many did I miss? Let's start taking these out so I can see how many I missed. Okay, just... How did I miss them? Okay. All right, why did I take them out? Because I'm curious. I'm curious. So like I told you, I took my Hemlock and Oak apart. It was a bound book. And I took it apart. I'll link the video down in the description box just in case you're interested, because maybe you want to try that with a $5 planner. And I put it on disc. Now, what I was wondering is, would this fit on disc? Now, it looks like the disc actually line up. Now, this is a little bit shorter because this is more, Hemlock and Oak is more of a junior size, which tends to be a little bit different than A5. Plus, I think Hemlock and Oak is a little different anyway. So these are all going on pretty good. So it looks like if you flatten it out, everything's fine until we get toward the ends, like that one. Maybe this one. Let me try to trim. Because if you think about it, the mushroom, the stem of the mushroom punch is pretty darn big. And I didn't really make a stem on these because I just snipped it with scissors. So let's try to make a little bit of a bigger stem. Hopefully I didn't make it too big. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to be finding like little itty bitty pieces of paper for days and wondering where that came from. Okay, that definitely worked a little bit better. Let's turn the page. I mean, it's staying on the disc. It's staying on the disc. I don't know that it's going to like turn as smoothly as like this because of the mushroom punch. Because this is just play paper right now, because it's obviously not something I'm going to be using. Let's just go one step further and punch it. Okay, nothing really happened because the mushroom is pretty much as wide as that. So it really didn't do anything. So yeah. Now the other thing I guess you could technically do is, let's see something. Are there any pages here that I did not use? Because I was really bad in the month of March. Yes, why there is. Could I take one sheet of paper? We're just trying things out, guys. We're trying things out. Like I said, it's a $5 planner. So if this is something that you kind of thought that you might want to do, or at least have the option of doing, it's definitely a planner worth playing around with, especially because you have all these extra months. Yeah, they're not exactly lined up, but you can easily line them up, because I had already punched the holes. But with that said, I want to see something. Now, I'm sure if you are a Y/O fan, maybe there are punches specifically for that and you wouldn't be having this issue right now. But just in case you were a disc-bound person, we're just using what I have. Let's see if the reverse could happen. Hold up. Yeah. I mean, you would have to trim the paper down. Or just get an A5 planner versus a junior size. Now, the mushroom is a little bit smaller than that square. So, again, it's not a perfect turn, but it's working. So, again, it's just a matter of preference. Okay, now playing is done as far as that goes. Let's chat a little bit about changes that I'm making to my second quarter lineup, because obviously changes are going to be made because I'm adding this one in. Now, I did a video in mid-March, and I felt like I was safe to go ahead and put out my second quarter lineup video because, you know, I'm like, hey, I'm making a change and I feel like this is it. And now I'm making another change. I went on vacation. I came back with a clearer head. So one of the changes that I made in that video was I decided to bring in this weekly planner from Go Getter Girl for my creative project planning / social media. Loving this. Absolutely loving this. I mean, it's working great. Not a lot of room, even though it's a 10 by 10, but for both purposes, it limits me to 1 page for social media, 1 page for like planning out my creative projects, but it's been enough room. So it's fine. So I moved into that. Previously in the first quarter, I was using my Moxie Life Planner for that purpose. And I'm like, it wasn't really working as well. And now I really know it wasn't working well, just seeing how well it works in this new planner. So I was like, what am I going to do with my Moxie Life? And I'm like, I can use it for to-do lists because I'm really, let me grab, I don't have my, where's my planner? Because in my catch-all planner, my catch-all weekly planner, I've been kind of using this for creating like to-do list and doing my schedule. And because I've been trying to save room for the to-do list, I haven't been putting all of my schedule stuff in there. I've been putting important schedule stuff like deadlines or appointments, but haven't really put other schedule stuff that I would do, just like home project schedule stuff and, you know, regular daily to-dos that I want to schedule in. I haven't been able to do that. So something's been missing, right? So I know I needed a planner to hold my to-do list, just because even though this is a B5, it's just not enough room. So I was like, the Moxie Life. But the Moxie Life is a horizontal layout. Not going to work. I tried it, never even used it. So my Hemlock and Oak Daily, which was supposed to be for memory keeping, hadn't really been for memory keeping. We're now going to use this for my to-do list, which I didn't do at all, like very much last week, but I'm doing it this week. And I think it's going to work well. Why do I think it's going to work well? Because that's what I did last year. I use my Hemlock and Oak Daily for my to-do list as well as my schedule, but this one's going to be mainly focused on to-do list, which is probably going to be a good thing because my plan is, just in case you want to know how I'm going to use all these in combination with one another, is this will just have my general, like I'm still going to put, let me show you this week. That would make a lot more sense to you because it's how I'm doing it. I still put my weekly to-dos here. I have some weekly social media to-dos here, but now I'm focusing more on schedule and breaking apart my days a little bit, almost using it as an hourly now, because now I'm not going to be writing all of my work to-dos and then running into after work hours just because I have so many work to-dos to write down that I don't have enough space for my after work to-dos. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to work, I think, a lot better now. So I still will have general to-dos, but I will use these general to-dos and then move them into day specifics in this particular planner. So that's how I'm thinking about using it, which then means I have a void for memory keeping. Even though I haven't been good at memory keeping, I'm going to keep trying because I have an actual memory keeping planner that I use for photos and things of that nature. And that one I get into once a week. Haven't been in it in like 3 weeks, but the plan is to get into it once a week and update it. Plus I have some memory keeping projects, some larger scale ones that I go into like once a month or something like that. I need a place to jot down, to literally jot down my memories every single day. Most of the time what will happen is I will come in on Tuesday and jot down my memories for Monday. But I need a place that I just can quickly go and do that. And then when I go to set up my Hemlock and Oak memory keeper for like the next week is when I will come up and do it for this week. Then I can kind of, do a fancy layout, put pictures in certain places, maybe print out some text or whatever. So the point of this isn't necessarily to be all fancy. It's to be functional. But with that said, being I'm talking about this planner and I'm filming a video, I feel like we have to make it cute today, right? Even if I don't make it cute in the future, we're making it cute today. And I had some stickers. I also had some stamps because I also wanted to try some things. But I think I lost my stickers. I got some samples from the washi tape shop. I do have a discount code for them. I will have that down in the description box. I figured we would use these. These are washi tape stickers, so they're a lot thinner. And because I don't really have anything to cover up here, because, unlike my other planners, which are out of date, this one's actually currently in date. So this will actually work for that. The other thing that I have pulled is this stamp set plus the days of the week and the dates, because I was thinking about possibly, I don't know yet. We got to see if this is something I want to do. I could do 1, 3. I mean, I can always do 13 here. It doesn't matter that it's there. Oh. Or I could do like Heba does with my little journal. She'll put them all over the place, and that could be really cool. So yeah, obviously I'm not gonna have that many memories to write. I'm filming this on Tuesday night, so I kind of know what I can write for the past 2 days. I think I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna try it. I don't think, like I said, I just don't think I have enough stuff really to write. So I think I'll be fine. Oh, that's not an 8. This is the 8. Do the 8 here. And then 6 is the 9. Okay. So I think that's what I want to do. So let's look at these. And let's see where we can put some stickers. So with that said, oh, I have this guy too, but we'll keep that on my desk. See if I have any pretty like light colors. I have this Color Theory yellow. That's mustard. Maybe let's try this. I've never tried this. So we're finally going to test this out. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to use it or not. It's from Studio Calico. I have tried some of their other inks and I really like their inks. But this is Color Theory. So I don't know if it's the same or different than the other one I got in like a grab bag. I don't have a square. Yeah. Kind of would like to do the yellow, so I hope this works. Let's use this. I have so much of this paper just laying around. Oh, I like that color. Doesn't really match that, but I really like the color, so we are going to go for it. So I just messed up, guys. I just messed up. So you know what I'm going to do? We are going to take this page off. And we're going to white out this because we definitely don't want to see this now under that. Okay. And I do find that washi stickers do come off paper a little bit better than like obviously clear stickers as well as paper stickers as well. Like clear stickers are like pretty hard to come off of paper a lot of times. Sometimes you have to bust out the undo if you don't want to have like a little rippage, but washi stickers, just like washi tape, they do come off the paper a little bit better. I'm sure there's probably some instances where that's not true. Oh my gosh, can't grab this. There we go. I still don't know where 7 went. Wait, did I drop 7 on the floor? Because if I don't have 7, that's going to be a problem. Okay. And I still went very crooked there. But we're just going to put that there now. You guys, I found the 7. So I had to go back and watch the video, so that is the advantage to filming. And I saw that when I was taking something out, or the paper out of the box, I put this here, and when I picked it up, the 7 was gone. There it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing this really quick. All is not lost. I was like, I think I had the 7. All is now good that I was able to do a replay of my video and find out where that 7 was. So yay, yay, yay. I really like how this looked. It's not that many stickers. Yes, the days of the week take up a lot of space, but I like the way that looks. I think that looks really, really pretty. And like I said, for the 13th and 14th, I've already, gone through those days, so I know there's not that much to really add. And given the fact that I do have a weekly planner that has all of my important dates and all my important information. And then I have my daily planner, which has my to-do list, and I can kind of put other things in there. I think this is going to be more than enough information because this is just trying to capture what would not be in those planners. So things that maybe I thought, something funny that happened, maybe if, I went somewhere and ran into somebody. It's like those kind of memories that I'll put in here, things that aren't captured by my to-do list or by my schedule or things like that. This is for all of the other stuff that happened through that day. So I think this is going to be enough room, but if not, my to-do lists do not take up the entire daily pages of the Hemlock and Oak. So it should be fine. I think most days this is going to be more than enough because I'm not going to do like paragraph memory keep. I'm going to do bullet point, bullet point, bullet point type thing, or just word sentence type thing. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I will probably be sharing with you some check-ins and things of that nature. You'll see how this evolves. Maybe when we do some weekly resets, I'll share with you how I'm setting it up. But I really like this setup. So as long as I have enough space, this might be something that I try to recreate every week in some way, shape, or form. Maybe, stamp in some of the dates and things like that to kind of add colors. I also have other stamps, so I might try to bring in some stamps here. So yeah, there we go. Remember, check out Archer and Olive because they still might have some $5 planners, and my discount code will save you 50 cents, making them $4.50. You cannot beat that. You cannot beat that at all. And these are all in-date planners, but you can see how easy I covered those dates up. So if they were out of date, it wouldn't really matter. So you can get them for next year. And like I said, because you're only paying $5, you can easily play around with different ideas, cutting apart the books or whatever. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm just saying for $5, you have a little bit more bravery if you want to try some new things when it comes to a planner. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoy it, press that like button. If you've yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.